My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. All right, let's get into it. So, Bitcoin is over 50K, okay? And if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know I've said a number is just a number. 50,000 is simply a nice round psychological barrier. It's a psychological number that we use to say, okay, it's half of six figures. It's a milestone. But on the charts, 50,000 doesn't really mean that much. Obviously, the charts reflect the zeitgeist, the collective consciousness, the psyche. So it does show up in some way. But technically speaking, 50K doesn't really mean much. What's important about 50K now is that we've reclaimed this area above our purple box of resistance. All right. And if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know that the purple box of resistance was around 48.6 to 49.5. Okay. And that's why 50,000 is important, because it was actually staunch resistance on the charts. And, it may have very well much to do with the fact that that is a strong, round psychological number in the minds of many traders. So we did effectuate a bull pennant, which is a flagpole, a consolidation of many days, and now a breakout. And we're still having this breakout. And so with this breakout, we should see a minimum price of 54.9 or 55,000 should this pattern play out completely. Obviously, if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know that our target is up here at around 56, 57, and it's confluent with the previous resistance right here. So we do have some symmetry, and eventually we see ourselves going here, but not before a slight correction, right? So basically, you can see the symmetry here. We're essentially recreating these patterns, and a lot of these kind of charts are just patterns. So let's zoom out a little bit on the daily, and let's see what we have. And so as we stated, once you bounce off this 21 EMA, which is an uptrend indicator, strong uptrend indicator, you typically get a few days of green price action, right? And I showed that with these magenta circles showing that as soon as we bounce off, we get positive price action. Bounce off, get positive price action. Consolidate, bounce off, get positive price action. So we are replicating that. So we should get above this danger zone. It's highly likely, again, technical analysis, it's probabilistic, but it's highly likely that we are going to effectively get there. And we have this W pattern. If you no longer want to look at the bull pennant, you can simply see a W pattern, right? Boom, boom. And what's the target for W patterns? It's simply the height of the pattern. Whoops, let me turn the magnet off. Down to the base from the point of breakout from the neckline. And so you do get about 53,000 for the W pattern alone. So that is that. But if you do play out the W pattern, you are making another pattern, a larger head and shoulders pattern. And this massive head and shoulders pattern, including this huge Wyckoff accumulation, which has a larger target, right? And we can measure that later, but that target is up here. That's way up there, and that's something that we can talk about later, right? We're talking about in the 80s. That's not important right now. Step by step, looks like we're breaching this large resistance that we've been dealing with, and that's important because if you're in trades, you need to know that Bitcoin will comply, right? Even again, we track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. That's accurate. If Bitcoin is plunging, it doesn't matter how strong your project, 95% of them are going to dive just as well, if not more, than Bitcoin. So this is important. Now uh, let's look at what we can expect. So we see there was some resistance here, obviously, and let's go into the smaller time frames and see how we're dealing with this resistance. So on the 15-minute chart, obviously we're not going to make any big plans on the 15-minute chart, but it's nice to go into the smaller charts to see patterns, just how price action's doing. Looks like we are consolidating, so it's healthy. We're not just breaching 50K as we did in the past and then getting rejected. We're establishing a base of support on 50K by doing a healthy consolidation. You do see another bull pennant here on the smaller time frame. Let's move to the 30. Same thing, right? Hourly, same thing. So again, this is just confirmation that this move above 50 is a legitimate move where we're establishing a base of support. That is very, very important. Having said all of that, now I believe it's safe to look at some other projects and say, okay, what's, this or that coin doing? Because, Bitcoin looks like it's moving on up. All right. So there was request in the comments. You guys can make requests in the comments, and I appreciate it. I appreciate your feedback, and I will get to as many as I can. So the one I saw yesterday was for Harmony One, which is a layer one blockchain. We all know that layer one blockchains are what's moving right now. That's the narrative, right? Atom Cosmos, Cardano, Ethereum, you can say, yeah, Ethereum, Polkadot. So Harmony One is also a layer one blockchain, and it should be moving. So let's zoom out on the daily, see how it's been doing. Okay, so this is its Wyckoff accumulation. Every project kind of experienced this. I put this in. Just let's remove that. But it's clear we have a cup here forming. So price action is just forming the handle. So let's draw that out again. Right, so that's the cup. And this is the handle right here. And as most of you know, the cup and handle formation has a target of from the neckline of the breakout to the base of the cup. From the site of breakout, we should expect 20 cents from as the target for this move, okay? And that's confluent with the resistance that we see here and the previous all-time high. So we expect Harmony One to appreciate about 40%, 39%, right, from where we are now. And now let's remove these. Oops. Let's go back to our Harmony One chart. Is this the same chart? Yeah. Okay, let's take this off. The second thing I like to do with, after seeing a Wyckoff accumulation, I not only like to do projection, a target projection with patterns, but also like to find confluence with fibs. And I actually sometimes, I use both. So let's take the top of the drop. So all-time high was 22 cents down to the drop in mid-June, the bottom of our Wyckoff accumulation. And usually these projects, they head back to the 618 at the very least. Some go back to the 786, but that is, let's see. So you can say this: our first target, if you want to do, sort of gradual TPs, target points, or take profit zones, 15.6 cents is the first one. There's going to be some slight resistance there. Secondly, 18.6 cents at the 786. You're going to have a little bit of resistance there. And finally, 22 cents, 22.4 cents. All right. So those are your 3 TPs for Harmony 1. If you're a swing trader, more long time frame, you might just put the middle one, the 18.6 cents, which is probably safe. Not financial advice, but let's put these price labels up just so everyone can see. So that's the first one. That's the second one. And that's the third one. I hope everybody saw how I did that. It's pretty simple. So I just run the fibs from the high point of the drop, the top, all the way to the bottom, and boom, that's it. And then see it's confluent with previous support and resistance, where you can see price kind of consolidating. You see there's a little resistance at 13.5 cents where we're going to hit next, and then our next sort of upside is 15.6, 18.6, 22.4, and that's confluent with the pattern, the head and shoulders pattern that we saw, right? The ultimate target was 22 cents. So I hope that helps. That's Harmony 1. That was Bitcoin. If you find value, please like the video, subscribe, share, and yeah, leave comments. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.